Hello. All right, so today I'm going to be working on some graphic novel goodness. I have some reference stuff up and available. I have everything hopefully going and a different camera setup, so you're just gonna have to bear with me until I figure out one that I actually like and that works. Because the only problem with this is my hand will occasionally wipe the screen. Okay, so I'm Lin Lustig. I am working on a variety of things, including a novel, chibis for the novel, and a graphic novel of the same general story. So it is an adventure. And I usually have no idea what I'm doing, but that just makes it more fun, right? I have an establishing shot that I need to do for the Smith. Smith has arrived. Um, I'm working on the graphic novel a bit, so you're going to get to see some peeks to that. Yeah. Um, and not only that, but this is actually the opening for chapter 2, which means if you can do math, I've already done chapter 1. So I did complete chapter 1. I'm pretty excited about that being a thing. And yeah, I'm crazy. And that was really the moral of that story. How are you doing? I think the key to doing graphic novels is to not be particularly precious about the art, which sounds really backwards, but like, I got a story to tell. Art is here to support story, not other way around. Okie dokie doke. I'm gonna work on a couple different layers here. You watched the new Predator movie. It was very wholesome. Wholesome Predator movie, really? Had a lot of ice cream, bought a new jacket. Overall, fun day. God, that does sound like a good day. Well done. Was there any particular reason that the day was so well planned and executed? My day was slightly less exciting, but mostly because I had to go and get a flu shot. So, yay. There were some actual funny scenes in the new Predator movie. All right, all right. I mean, I'll take your word for it. Still sounds kind of wild, but you are too thick. No, you get the flu shot so that you do not get the flu, not because you have the flu. If you have the flu, it is too late for you. You are doomed. So it does mean, however, that I'm probably not going to feel awesome tomorrow because the body tends to have an autoimmune response to things like flu shots. Flu shots. So tomorrow might be uncomfortable, but I will survive, and then I will avoid. I will avoid getting the flu, which will be even better because the last time I got the flu, wiped me out for a solid week. It was awful. Flus are just never fun. Nobody should get them. Words, yeah. God, that is so my life in a nutshell. The words are always winning against me. Wait, if your hand feeling out, thumbs are gonna be in. Cannot tell you how much I have to basically math for hands. Which sounds like that shouldn't be a thing, but it's totally a thing. I'm gripping over the thing. This is why my sketches are maximum sketchy. Yeah. And actually, the last thing I had, of course, was COVID, because I don't know if I know anybody anymore that hasn't gotten COVID. There were some stragglers there for a while. But I think everyone eventually succumbed. The sketchy sketches must be sketchy, otherwise the sketchiness of an unsketchy sketch is at doubt. Weirdly, that makes sense. Elaine John! Oh no, you think you still have the brain fog from it? Did you get long COVID? Because like I have a friend that she got COVID earlier this year, and it turned into long COVID, and she is still like dealing with it. She had to go to like a special breathing coach in order to like help her lungs figure out how to function, basically. It sounded just terrible. How's it going? Well, not bad, not bad. I am working on graphic novel stuff, so that's exciting and possibly a just big distraction from the fact that I have other work that I should be doing and am not doing. But you know what? That's fine. Having a fine time with it. I am really excited though, so I started the Patreon and got at least that aspect up and running. It's not like I have 1,000 followers or anything there, but it exists. And sometimes existing is all that's required. So my plan is to keep growing on there. I have goals. I want to get, well, my first step is 3 paid subscribers, and eventually earn like $100 a month off of it, starting nice and reasonable. But at the same time, like, people don't necessarily know about the comic. I need to do some work so people know that it's even a thing. Actually, I have her hair backwards. Sorry, had to, again, like, sort of math, figure out where these things are. And yeah, I'm hoping to be able to continue on and just continue posting the pages. I would really love it if this ended up being something that I like legitimately do. I keep not making too many promises to myself just because I'm worried the moment that I do, I'll suddenly just like lose all energy and ability to keep working. Which is so funny. Like, I don't have a problem really with long-term projects, and I don't have a problem with like consistency of working on craft things. My problem is the consistency with more the business side of just stuff. Because, I mean, I'm not great at making sure that things like my newsletter goes out. I mean, I haven't written a newsletter in months. And even though I know how powerful a tool that can be for authors, it's just, I get really annoyed at my my own uselessness in certain ways. Not liking how your hair's turning out, Pith. So anyway, that is just something that I've been keeping in mind as I work toward trying to do this. Wait, your hair. Sorry, sometimes this works better if I just like don't actually think about it too hard. But yeah, I can show up for doing art every day. I can show up for doing writing every day. But can't show up for business stuff every day, which is really unfortunate. But I guess that's just not my strength. Really still not getting the right effect here. Got it on my little sketch. Come on. work on that later. Ah, wrong button. Wrong button. So, Helene and John, have you been able to do any little bits of art lately? Has that been on your list? And Smith, have you been doing any? You've been working on like 3D rendering, right? Alright, so not so much for you lately. Kind of caught up with the whole job finding annoyance. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Did make a super small game about a small wizard who can freeze things in time. Adorable. Wait, didn't you post about that? Very well done. See? Thought I was paying attention. Doesn't always happen. Once in a while. Yeah, yay for Discord. Alright, now if I can just get her hair to cooperate, this is actually coming together. I feel like I've been far too lazy in the last few days. I haven't done yoga in ages. I'm supposed to be doing that daily. Guys, I'm so bad about taking care of myself. It's ridiculous. Like, I didn't really eat a lot of real food for the last while. But, you know, that's always good. A lot of just living off of toast and cookies. It was not the smartest choices. Especially because, of course, then it obviously upset my stomach because, like, naturally, like, why would my body want that? Such a bad adult. An exercise app with 3-month subscription. Got used for 2 weeks. Oh, yeah. Oh. I don't know why it just, I can't figure out a way to make it truly a part of my daily routine. If I can get something to be a part of my routine, I can do it. That's why the art and the writing is not a problem, because that's just part of the routine. It's what I literally do every day, and it works. Actually, I'm going to change how my hands are holding, so I'm going to go ahead and have heel, fingers, heel, fingers. Okay. But yeah, it used to be that I would wake up and do yoga in the morning, but I need to wake up and do some other oddball things to help get stuff ready in the mornings, and like even then I could still do it a couple mornings a week, and yet I don't. So yeah, I don't know. I need some kind of intervention, I swear. It's just like, get your shit done, Jesus. life is like a management game, and yeah, routines are the only way that I win, and I love my routines. I just haven't figured out how to actually like make them work. But on the plus side, I do the things that I find day to day to be very important, which is, again, all the work that is this kind of thing. Yep. Nope. Hey, did either of you watch Gen V? You have not, nor have you seen The Boys. Okay. Well, then I will avoid it as a topic for the evening. I'm watching through the second season of Gen V right now, and I've been generally enjoying it. But actually, if we want to talk about critiquing a show, with, like, of course, all the love in the world, because Has Been Hotel, the second season of that came out. It's so funny because just like in season 1, the first 4 episodes, well, the first at least 3 episodes, are really quite mediocre. But I'm hoping it's like the first season, where then the second half are all like pretty darn good. Because I think that, or it feels like this series has the same problem that I personally have, where the setup of the first at least quarter of the story, but sometimes the first half, it's the hardest part. Like, it just, for me personally, that is the worst part of setting up a story. And it would be great if I never had to do that again. But you know what I'm doing? Plotting for book 4 and hating myself. Because it's going to be a whole lot of that. Yeah, a lot of the reviews I get comment on being a slow start to the books. But usually they have a lot of good pace towards the end of it, which I find also like better in some ways. I would much rather have a pace that like slowly picks up over the length of a story, rather than one that like starts fast and then just like doesn't do anything. That might just be me. I find when it comes to a lot of book stuff, a lot of it is just me being kind of odd and slightly off kilter from the world, which is why I think that we need to, you know, have more weirdos out there making weird stuff that weirdos like me can then identify with. been slightly putting off my art class homework. It's a lot of anatomy drills, and I get bored. Which is awful, as I was just talking about how, like, yeah, I do my art every day. I didn't say which of the arts I do every day. Because, not that one. I mean, it is really neat that I've learned as much as I have about different anatomy things. But at the same time, it's not super exciting to draw muscles on a skeleton 8 bajillion times. Weirdos are very important to the economy, and they play a very important role in the cultural identity of society and perhaps even a civilization. Your goal in life is to be weird consistently. Ah, yes. Cheers, my friend. And that is precisely what we need and what we shall strive for. Is to be our weird old selves. I do think there's a lot of power in that. Okay. Huzzah for hydration. I'm hoping if I hydrate enough, the side effects of the flu shot will not be as terrible. Gotta give my body all the good stuff, right? Okay. Now, I have some options on how I can color this. So I haven't been in the mood for doing a lot of just like slow, intensive coloring. But like, there are different things I kind of want to play with on this. Let's give it at least a background color that's not too crazy saturated. Okay, things that are further away get lighter. Where was that other pen? That was an interesting pen to use. Hard and soft. Okay, this might all end up getting erased. Just like go with me on some of this because I don't know what I'm doing yet. Pen's a very neat idea, but it's a little haphazard to get in place. Which makes me think maybe this one would do better. I am not sure where Bex is. Sometimes she has appointments though that can totally just like drain her down, so hopefully she is getting some well-deserved rest and or is doing something so fun that she just totally forgot to pop over and hang out. Either one is perfectly acceptable. So I'm taking the approach of make it exist and then make it better. So bear with me. stroke pattern, it definitely looks more like looking down into the eye of a tornado, and that's not what I'm really going for. Solid approach, Captain. Thank you, thank you. I do hate it though when I have an image in my head that looks super cool and then I don't translate it onto paper right. Sorry, I forgot about a little bit of detail there. Well, it doesn't help that also when I first envisioned this scene, it was at a different time of day, and so I need to change the cloud like pattern and color to match the like current version that fits in with the rest of the chapter. Okay, so let's give a bit more blue to this. Darn keyboard. Oh well. You ordered a Gundam model kit. Ooh, that's gonna be cool. Definitely feel free to post progress pictures in the Discord as you go along. I'm sure there are gonna be a few people that find that particularly fun. I'm not gonna lie, would be a very pith of a captain though, therefore not honestly a great captain. Pith, what are you doing? That is why, on her little like introductory page, under her name and everything, just says literally has no idea what she's doing. That is just honestly me. It's just everyday me life. No idea what I'm doing. And even the things where I'm like, oh yeah, I totally got this, was like, nope, nope, did not, in fact, totally got this. But a captain nonetheless, you are correct. I think part of my problem is like, I don't necessarily paint as much when I am doing digital art. So a lot of people, they will have a loose sketch and then they will just, they'll do this. They actively paint over it until the sketch just kind of like blends in with everything. And that's never quite been how I approach. In part because like my brain sees the lines and thinks like I'm supposed to color within them. That was ingrained in me. No, but when I'm looking at real life, painting it makes sense because there are no lines. But if I'm looking at a drawing I've done, there are lines. And so I don't end up wanting to treat it in the same manner. But when it's a comic page like this, like I want to go through and just put in flats and then do the usual kind of coloring over it. But I decided early on that this was going to be a cover page image for chapter 2, which means I want it to have a little bit more detail and I want to have a little more whatchamacallit? I basically want to show off that, like, hey, I can do real art. But I'm not sure that's exactly what's going to happen here. We shall find out. But thank you. I'm glad that that also makes sense to you because, like, it just, brain doesn't always compute things the way that I wish it would. Oy, and we've got our nonsense. How did Bex ban it so quickly? You, with the BS. Okay. I do also find that doing the flats and everything like that does make it easier to manipulate in the long run. So if I like make a mistake somewhere, it's just like really easy to go and just be like, doop doo, never happened. Some people call it cheating. Makes you want to go back to painting in real life? Awesome. That'd be great. Yeah, I used to actually really love painting. And my only problem is that I am a very messy person. I don't know what it is. I am just incapable of actually like keeping my shit together. And so you should see me in the kitchen. It is bad. It is bad. Which just also means then whenever I would do painting projects, like I had to buy a rug just to be able to put, like, get paint on it because I was incapable of not getting paint on the floor. Like, people stopped asking me to help paint their houses, like if they were painting like a room in their home or something, because they knew that it came with, you will get paint on the floor. I am not to be trusted. This is actually all kind of too saturated. Little paint on the floor is a sacrifice one must make for paint on their walls. I mean, you're not terribly wrong. It did, I suppose, at least get me out of doing some very classic help people short. Like, friends are moving and they're like, come help us paint. I'm like, okay. And they're like, no, not you. You are no longer welcome here. It's like, this is fair. Oh, wow, that is definitely the wrong brush. Come here. some color on pith here. I do not have your file open. Reference file here, so I make sure I actually get all the colors more or less correct. Which is then hard to do because the color of each of my each of my pages changes ever so slightly. Oh, that's not gonna work. I did the wrong thing. That just means that the, oops, it's going to be everywhere. Yep. Sorry, I got distracted by messing that up. But yes, it means that the color of the lighting and the shadows is what changes, not necessarily their like base colors. So this is the base color if they're standing in standard midday light. And wait, I saw Bex banned a thing. Yay, thanks, Bex. I blocked the thing. I don't know how to ban, apparently. I think I would actually learn some things, but nah, it's no fun. Yes. So they have their basic colors as though they are standing in generic, generally white light. And then there are the shadow colors that go over. You're late for deboning chicken. You and your excuses. The last word got censored. Twitch, yeah, I kind of wish I could just turn the censor off, but I'm sure at some point it would actually be something semi-handy. I don't know. I imagine people that have like large raids and stuff probably need to use such things. I am not one of these such people. Okay. So in my original brain, the sky is quite bright. Now we're more stormy. Alright guys, let's just play. Let's just see. Not play with the confetti. Man, I need to stop using that brush. Go away, go away. I'd rather give rainbows. There we go. Sorry, too many brush settings. Easy to get confused. Okay. I'm going to play with making this a deeper gradient with a little more color coming down. I need to add in that little bit of purple. my chicken is offensive. Hey, I'm sure there are people that worship chickens. It's just obviously. Oh, Fluffy replied to me. Great. It's on his to-do list. Yay! Yeah, I super want to watch The Diplomat. Like, I've seen the first 2 seasons, and I'm very excited for the 3rd. So I would super be excited for that. Huzzah for friends who know what they're doing on the internet. Okay. Oh, Bex, so I was actually on the movie thing the other day. Have you watched The Librarians? Is it any good? Is that something I should play in the background while I am doing various works? Yeah, right. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I do want something that's got a little bit of texture to it. Okay, you haven't watched that one yet. Okay, no problem. I'll give the first couple episodes a go and see what I think. At least got a little bit of texture going for it. I'm gonna actually erase some of this. Okay, interesting potential idea. Oh, no, no, no. There we go. I think that's going to be a little too intense. Undo. Huzzah for Control Z. Oops. Hopes I don't accidentally tap on the program. that a second. Ah, the talent I possess. Okay, where are slats and where are the back flats? Oh good, you can't see that. Me misspelling ships of all things because I can't type and draw at the same time. It's quite a disaster. Oh, I didn't paint your color. Just lands 3 seconds ago and now it looks all colored and cool. Oh, thank you, thank you. It makes a big impact when you can just like put some color down, even if it's just flats and things like that. Like it really does. And as soon as you start like properly rendering things, oh, world of difference. Like it's absolutely wild. I'm going to see if I can actually do that without having to redraw her lines, although that was a pretty rough sketch. We'll find out. Okay, you kind of that purplish, not too dark. And I need to actually select what I'll work on. Yeah, I think I want to redraw the lines. She's too bold and too sketchy. That's fine. No harm done. But this is an interesting challenge, and it's already taken me an hour now to just even get this far, so we'll see how well this page ends up turning out. I'm still determining what my average is on the comic pages, but they're ranging anywhere from like 3.5 hours to probably 6.5 hours, which is, not a short amount of time, but it's also not the worst. So like, I think there's some potential, but it also means that like if I want to spend a little bit more time on this one, it's okay, in theory. Because then it would match, kind of. Now, with that said, it is actually 8:30. Which means I am off the hook. I did my good showing up today. You guys didn't get any new chibis. Although I did work on a whole bunch today. I think I ended up doing an additional like 6 or 7 of them, which is great because I still have a bajillion to go. I think I've done 29 at last count, which just means that not quite halfway through. You need to get more like 35 to get halfway through. So, we shall see. But in any case, yes, I will be signing off for the evening. I thank you all for joining me for a little bit of art time. Hopefully it was a good time for you to catch up on a little bit of something, or just a little bit of co-working. I do that whenever I can with a friend of mine, and which is hard. I mean, she lives in New York, so it's not like it's a common occurrence. However, it makes such a big difference being able to just, I don't know, have someone else on your side, and it's just they get it and they're working with you, and that's all there is to it. So, okie-doke. So, quick reline of her. So you turn that off. I'll try turning these back on. I'll have to fix the flats. So, screw you, flats. But hey, look, she's semi-shaded. All right. Definitely did not finish this in an hour, but I'm not surprised by that in the slightest. Oh. All right. Wish me luck tomorrow. I will probably feel like hot garbage after my flu shot, but I'm ready for it. I'm gonna drink all the tea, and I'm gonna actually try and eat some vegetables. I've been getting grains, so that's good. I ate quinoa today, so, that's something. All right. You guys have a lovely, lovely rest of your day/evening. And, ooh, lemon tea. Oh, that would be delightful. I do, actually, a lemon ginger tea would probably just rock. I'm a big fan of ginger. Sounds good even right now. Yeah, I got some time. Maybe I'll go make that. I gotta prep, right? Okay, I will be on, of course, the discard. I will discard all of you. I will be on the Discord when my brain functions again. And so you guys know where to find me. Yep, words to Lin Zero. It's that kind of night. All right, mwah to all of you, and I will see you next time.